Downpour is the amazing DLC for the amazing game Rainworld, which literally triples the amount of content Rainworld previously had, adding challenges, collections, which are pain in the ass to collect, expeditions, new endings, new regions, and most importantly, Safari mode! Nah, I'm just kidding. It added 5 new Slugcats! Let's go! And after I probably got your attention, do you have to watch my previous video on this topic? Absolutely no. But we would help you better understand this current video. Absolutely no. This time the order of operations will be from oldest to newest. You understand what I mean in a minute. And no, I absolutely didn't steal this idea from one very underrated YouTuber. Spearmaster is the earliest you get to play in the game, ever. And what I mean by saying this is that every Slugcat plays on the exact same map as the other, but in very different time periods, and because of that, the map changes. Spearmaster is unlocked after finishing Hunters, Gourmand's or Artificer's campaign. So by the time this happens, the game would think that you probably already know how to use a spear. And I really hope you do, because in Spearmaster's campaign, you've lost your privilege of eating things. Bro literally has no mouth. And the only way to feed yourself is to first use your ability as a 3D printer and craft yourself a spear.
Let me in! Let me in!
Don't ask about the sound. Are you done? Good. Now use that spear to stab something. And that is how you get food. Straight from the source, the freshest on the market. Yeah, simply said, stabbing stuff gets you food. But don't forget, the spear has to be directly connected to you. If you drop it, throw it, or just miss because you are bad, you can't pick it up and reuse it, because it will do nothing except damage. Which is absolutely not a problem, because crafting a spear costs nothing. Which means infinite spears, let's go! Ah, you want me to go and meet 5 pebbles, don't you? While making your way to 5 pebbles, I'm sure you'll stumble across the TLS, those little satellites. And Spearmaster, being so genetically modified by someone, allows him to bonk his head against those and spy on the private conversations between the iterators.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome to Rainworld.
Once you make it to Pebbles, he will give you zero information about what's happening and immediately rip this pearl from your chest. Which you probably didn't know even existed. Huh? This pearl is in fact a message, which you had to deliver to 5 Pebbles. Let's see if he likes it. No, he did not like it. Let's go back and see if he calmed down. Wrong! Instead, do this. Go inside, take the suspicious pearl, and leave before he blows you up. That was the easy part. Now bring this strange object to Moon. While making your way to Moon, you'll probably see that garbage waste had a significant glow down. It is filled with amazing new creatures. Jesus Christ! And also with this evil green stuff, which melts your insides and outsides simultaneously. After leaving garbage waste, you'll find yourself in Waterfront Facility, the first new region, which is in fact the region that becomes Shoreline in future campaigns. But even though these two regions are basically the same, but in two very different time periods, Waterfront facility has something very important missing. And it isn't Leviathans. It's Moon. Moon isn't where she used to be. And the first step to finding Moon is going through the most eastern gate of the region. But before I do that, behind that gate are lurking the first spoilers of the video. And if you don't want to get spoiled, I've made timestamps so you can watch safely without getting spoiled. Let's continue. This gate leads to Looks to the Moon, a completely new region. And strangely enough, this looks familiar. Because it is. We are located in Moon's superstructure before it fell into the ocean. And it looks familiar because every Iterator superstructure is built very similar to the other ones. But this time, instead of lizards, it is full to the brim with spiders. Oh my! Crossing Australia will lead you to Moon's cool, shiny, and high-tech air conditioner. And unlike 5 Pebbles, Moon is very well hidden. Ah, there she is! Hey Moon, I haven't seen you in ages! I brought you a pearl with something written on it. Do you know how many spiders live under your home? I see you're busy. I'll go now. Bye. Also, before the Moon rewrote this pearl and told me to bring it to some satellite dishes in Sky Islands. So I'm gonna do that. By arriving on the stated location, the new renamed pearl goes in place, showing us the last message that would have been sent by Moon before the accident.
To ensure the safe performance of all authorized activities, do not destroy vital testing apparatus.
I hate scavengers. And that's why I love the Artificer. At the beginning of the campaign, the game shows us briefly what to expect in the upcoming trial and error simulator. First, the relationship between the scavengers and Artificer is not in a good condition. At all. Second, explosive double jump. Doesn't do damage, can stun enemies, block spears if timed correctly, counts as a backflip, which allows for up and down throws, and if used too much in a short period of time, you become the reactor near Pripyat. This is pre-coded movement, by the way. I'm not doing anything here. The ability to transform normal, boring spears and rocks into new, exciting weapons for mass destruction. And also this drone, which may look pointless at first, but it's absolutely not. After leaving the spawn room, I stumble across my first real obstacle. Scavenger Q squads.
Think fast, chuckle nuts!
It's exactly what it sounds. Groups of scavengers sent to hunt you down. And make you angry. These Q squads spawn only when your social credit is unacceptably low, to the point that you've literally become the #1 threat for the scavengers. And for Artificer, this is permanent. Your reputation is 0, and you can't do anything about it. I think now it's the perfect time to explain the other benefits of Artificer. You're immune to any explosions. Take advantage of that. Come on, get up, come on, bro! You can also pull spears out of walls. I can't believe this is real. Now use your fun abilities wisely, because dealing with scavengers is pretty difficult. They can carry more spears. They can throw spears diagonally. Don't die immediately if not hit in the head. So spear them twice if you can. Or just blow them up. And also be careful with this room, because Artificer doesn't like water very much. After finally making your way to your first shelter, you realize something interesting. You have very major anger issues. And because of that, the Railroad gods decided to walk your karma at violence. So how do I go through gates then? Very good question, fellow student. So I accidentally found this scavenger just laying around, nothing strange. And when I pick him up... Now drag this heavy-ass scavenger to the gate you need. Oh, thanks. Don't forget, this works only for Artificer. Don't murder scavengers in other campaigns. Just don't. It's not worth it. Now, after teaching you how to use doors, you should go and see how Moon's doing. There's the fun part. She isn't here. And I don't mean she moved to other place on the map. She isn't in the campaign. Because this bow blocks our only way of getting to her. And we are left to look only for 5 pebbles. And while doing that, sorry for interrupting, but if you made it this far, I would assume that you probably liked the video.
I mean, it's alright, like, overrated as f.
And if that is true, subscribing or liking the video would mean a lot. I mean a lot. And also keep me motivated, so thank you. Now let's get back to the video. Oh, and what's that? We arrived to 5 pebbles. And he seems happy to see this drone? Let me explain. This drone is in fact a citizen ID, and it works as a key which opens the gates to this city. And Pebbles has problems with the scavengers there, stealing scrap metal. Do you know who also has problems with scavengers? This, my fellow friends, is Metropolis, one of the best regions that the game has to offer. There are 2 main points of interest in this region. The Echo located on the highest point of the region and the Chieftain Scavenger required for one of the 2 endings. There are also 2 pearls and a character unlock for Artificer. The moment you enter the Chieftain Scavenger's room, you see that he has the same drone as you, which describes you simply as danger. And oh boy is he right. But wait. He isn't the one who would start the fight. You are. The Chieftain will just request you to leave. And it's not too late to do so, admitting that revenge won't lead to anything, and that there is always another way out. Seriously? Even after the... fine, do what you want. I'm not gonna spoil anything for the fight itself, or the 2 endings. Because after all, I'm trying to convince you to play Railroad. What would be the point in spoiling the whole game? None. So Gourmand it is. The first thing to note about Gourmand is that he is very fat. But don't let that fool you. He uses it in his advantage. Gourmand can also dash with the speed of light and the force of a train. Or just use the gravitational pull of the earth. I mean, jumping and landing onto someone from high enough place could be extremely unpleasant for them. And yeah, you guessed it. This also deals damage. A huge amount of damage.
It's not even pink, it's raw!
And Coop has delivered undercooked salmon.
You see, Gourmand, being fat, doesn't come with only advantages. Jumping excessively will make you excessively tired, which also makes you an easy target for anything that you haven't killed yet. and the cool tricks you learned from YouTube won't help you this time. The only thing useful in this situation would be your luck. Or a safe place for Gourmand to catch his breath. But not only jumping can make you too tired to move. Throwing a spear has the same effect. But oh boy does Gourmand make that one spear worth it. Take Hunter and Artificer for example. They do 1.25 damage per spear. Gourmand does 3. What the fuck? You can literally kill every lizard type except those 4 with one singular spear. But don't get too excited. You have only one shot. Before you get tired and your spear goes from dealing 3 damage to 0.3 damage. That's a big difference. So my advice is, don't fight with more than one thing. So instead craft yourself a bomb. Yes, Gourmand can also craft stuff. A whole variety of stuff. Take a rock and a cherry bomb, then mix them together, pure nitroglycerin. The list goes on. But did you realize Gourmand can craft a singularity bomb? Which is, simply said, a portable black hole capable of killing anything that is caught in it. And you are not an exception. Gourmand can eat 2 different foods together as a meal for 1 extra. He can also spit random stuff for the cost of 1 food. Yeah, bombs included. Gourmand spawns in Shaded Citadel, and after eating some cool glowing fungus... Something appeared down in the corner. This is Gourmand's food quest. See it as a side quest which requires you to eat a rich assortment of stuff. And some of this stuff wants to eat you as much as you want to eat them. Gourmand's campaign takes place right after Hunters, which means Moon is now functioning and also talking nonsense. Because you don't spawn with the dot. And unable to understand anything that she says. And you know what this means, right? Good. But before going to 5 pebbles, I want to ask you, did you happen to miserably fail your previous Hunter run? No, there's absolutely no reason why I'm asking that. When arriving at 5 pebbles and receiving the dot... Hey, that's me! But don't get distracted. We are here to convince him to open this gate in Subterranean, which is currently locked. So that means we have to negotiate. And I am the negotiation master. Watch and learn. Hey, you dumb piece of shit. Why don't you finally open the gate in Subterranean? Because if you don't, I'm gonna shove this spear in your... I was joking. Let me try something else. I'm gonna give him the silent treatment. Oh, I'm up. This gate is located far west in Subterranean, and going through it leads to... Outer Expanse, the most amazing looking region in the whole game. Change my mind. They're also yeeks. They sound funny, they jump a lot, and also like nearly killing themselves with worm grass. Why? Skipping Monk and Survivor for the obvious reason not being in Downpour, we make our first big jump on the Rain World timeline. This will prove itself later. So for now, let's just start a brand new game with Rivulet. And immediately we can hear some action going on right outside our field of view. And then... there you are! After pressing a total amount of 5 buttons, I came to the conclusion, Rivulet is ridiculously fast. I mean, you can make double backflips, also cross 2/3 of the screen with 1 dash. And yeah, you probably still have a hole in the wall because of these green motherfuckers. Do you know what are those pink, whiskers on Rivulet's face? I'll give you a hint, they are not whiskers. Those are gills. You see where this is going, right? Rivulet can stay underwater for unreasonable amount of time. But actually, it's absolutely reasonable. You'll see why. Upon opening your map, you realize that the weather will be a little bit more British than usual. These dots indicate how much time you have left before your bones get reduced to dust by the torrential rain. Or just drown. And more dots means good. No dots means...
I am under the water. Please help me.
And for Rivulet, these dots are significantly less. So Rivulet being so fast and able to stay underwater for so long comes in real handy. And also, raining every 2 to 3 minutes starts becoming a little bit too much for the old rusty mechanisms of the shelters. This causes leaking. And too much leaking causes you to wake up while it's still raining outside. This phenomenon is called a shelter failure. And when it happens, the rain outside isn't deadly, providing you with more time to get to your next shelter. Rivulet also has very wet hands, and can pop bubble fruit just by holding it. I think that's very funny. What else am I missing? Moon is the same, the regions are almost unchanged. 5 pebbles, yeah, he's in very rough shape. The rot has almost taken over his whole facility now. And we find him laying on the floor, playing this pro. Hey, I know I might not be the hero the world needs, but I'm the hero the world has. But anyway, this piece of scrap metal wants me to enter his superstructure and take something called a refraction cell. The refraction cell is the main source of power of the humongous structures in which the iterators live. But this one has some serious problems with the mold. It even got renamed from 5 pebbles to the Rot. And I would say the name speaks for itself. It is so full with these that by the time you finally get to the refraction cell, this sound will be engraved into your brain for the rest of your life. Anyway, getting the refraction cell returns the gravity back to normal, takes both of your hands, and also proves that Newton was absolutely wrong. Now have fun bringing this to Moon, because the rain is back to normal, and you have a switch that turns off gravity. This is very good steel. Can you tell me who gave it to you? Your mom. Fine, you won't tell me. You probably killed someone to get that. I forgot that, I don't care. Just go into my superstructure and plug it in. But it's a little bit underwater, so try not to drown. Welcome to Submerged Superstructure, the home of many aquapids, eel lizards, giant jellyfish that also do strange noises, leviathans, and also glowweed. It's a fun region, but that's all I'm gonna tell you. And for now, I really want to know on what kind of hard drugs were the developers were making the... the Saint. The campaign that will make you question reality and all sorts of it. And of course, I'm not gonna talk about any of the confusing crap that this campaign possesses. And trust me, it's a lot. But don't get me wrong, Saint is one of a kind experience and deserves a video of its own. But enough yapping, I don't want to waste your time doom scrolling and let this video become 1 hour and 50 minutes. So... how do I transition this? You got to pull the pin first, stupid! The Saint spawns in Sky Islands. And it's snowing. Why it's snowing? I don't know. But don't you think you would have fun making snowballs? The snow is cold. And while most of the time this is not much of a problem, when your rain timer hits 0, you don't have to worry about drowning or getting compressed to a zip file. You start worrying about dying of hypothermia. And that's why this bar exists. It shows you how cold you are, and if you are too lazy to check it, Saint isn't supposed to be blue. And that's when lanterns come in. They produce light, and light produces heat. Actually no, but you get the point. Lanterns keep you nice and warm. And don't think the harsh weather scared all the lizards away. They're still present, and Saint is unable to throw spears. Yes, I'm absolutely serious, I'm not making that up, and I'm not losing my mind at all. Why would you think that? Saint has a long tongue, which can stick to walls or ceilings, and that is your only form of defense. You have to outmaneuver creatures. And if there are no ceilings or places to hide, you are a sitting duck. Saint is also a vegan, which means he can eat only plants, and meat sends him into existential crisis. And being so attuned with nature allows the Saint to sense if there is an active echo in the region. And that's not coincidental. The only goal for the Saint is to reach max karma level, and in order to do that, we have to visit every echo except one, and all these echoes are located in different regions, like Sky Islands, Farm Arrays, Silent Construct, Shoreline, Drainage. Those are too many spoilers. And immediately spoil what happens when you actually get to max level. You once again violate Newton's theories and also receive an orbital cannon. I'm not joking, you literally get the ability to swap any creature's brain with a potato.
Do I amuse you?
And last but not least, you gain access to the final region, which is down there. Yes, down there. But you know what? I'm gonna end this here. I've told you enough. Thank you so much for watching the entirety of this rather long video. I really hope you enjoyed it, because I put a lot of effort into this. You have no idea how happy I would be if you subscribe. The secret Slugcat, or also known as Inf, is literally not meant to be played. It's something like Survivor on Unga Bunga difficulty. Inf spawns in memory crypts for some reason, and you need 12 food pips to hibernate. There is 100% chance for a shelter failure, even on cycle 0. The creature spawns are silly, and if you somehow make it to industrial, you will find, excuse me, you will be found by the new type of lizard, the train lizard.
Goodbye, gamer.
This is the fastest, the toughest, the tankiest, the scariest, and the most stupidly broken lizard you'll ever see in your entire life, without using mods. I'll just run away from it. No, you won't! But not only Industrial has received some silly changes. Outskirts has been dipped in 2 million liters of red paint. And instead of Outskirts, the region is called We Forgot to Render This One. Sorry. Garbage Waste is now called Nachos Will Never Be the Same. And yes, Nachos will never be the same if they were deadly acid that kills anything that touches them. Sky Islands changes gravity and has mold everywhere, just like 5 Pebbles, and the real 5 Pebbles is full with fermented pickle juice. That's only a small amount of the changes that make this campaign laughably difficult. And the only cool ability Imp has is to receive this egg after every cycle. This is a retextured Singularity Bomb. Be careful with that, please.
Late, gamer.
And if you're so gamer and manage to somehow ascend, this is what is waiting for you. A whole visual novel about Inf trying to befriend any of the other Slugcats. What? What even is this? And look how many dialogue that is. You know what? I'm done. I'm sick of this. Some dating simulator. What the
fuck?